Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series. As it is the Wrestling Dontaku card, as it is, the two-night Wrestling Dontaku event with, I believe there's going to be six Row 2 shows, so it'll be an 8-show episode. We have pre-booked 2 matches for each tour show, so it's a little bit of a not so long of an episode, but some of them make sense. Some of them are just kind of there to just because I wanted to see them type of thing matches. But most of them, I would say like 90% are there to help book and help as far as building towards the matches that are going to be on the Wrestling Dontaku night shows. As we'll go through the card real quick. As night one, we have Shinsuke Nakamura. Shotaro Ashino is the main event, of course. That was a match that we knew going into this. But basically, this first night of Wrestling Dontaku, the main story is Lionmark Task Force Death. You see the top 3 matches, and it is that variation of the story, in each type of match. Nakamura and Shotaro Ashino. Then the tag team title matchup is the Golden Ace, Kota Ibushi, Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Joe Doring and Kenta. And then the never open weight title matchup, Katsuyori Shibata looking to get his belt back that helped, as far as he was the driving force there for a while, that division, about 8 years ago now, but still, I think it's a fun story, and I think it's a belt that it makes sense for Shibata to go after. So he's going to take on Pac, and that's a fun match. It's definitely a clash of styles there, and that should be a lot of fun. We're going to have the Young Bucks versus Disciples of Darkness on this card as well. Junior heavyweight title matchup, Taiji Shimori, Jason Lee. That should be a lot of fun. Obviously, Jason Lee looking to keep that belt as far as wanting to go into the Best of Super Junior as the junior heavyweight champion. We're also going to have a 6-man, hopefully this 6-man, because I didn't realize Black Taurus is on vacation. So hopefully he's going to be able to be at this show. But it's going to be Brody Lee, Black Taurus, and Evil taking on, that's not supposed to be Shibata. That's supposed to get switched to something else. Oh, it's over here. Never mind. Hold on. Let me fix this. As it's supposed to be, as far as get this over here. It's going to be the Chaos team of Hiroki Goto, Rocky Romero, and Tomohiro Ishii. 6-man matchup. Winner of this match takes on United Empire for Never Openweight 6-man tag team title matchup. Then we have the Astronauts of Takuya Nomura, Fuminori Abe taking on the Super Iron Destroyers. To kick off the show, Homicide and Shota Umino, which they have good chemistry. Actually, I think it's great chemistry. So they have great chemistry, and Leon Fujinami and Master Wato, they also have great chemistry. So that should be a pretty good way to kick off the show. As then we have for night 2 here. So let me just scroll on down here. There we go. And night 2, Sonata versus Hiromu Takahashi for the heavyweight title. Hiromu looking to make his first defense against another LIJ brethren. And in the U.S. title matchup, Shingo Takagi versus Tetsuya Naito. So the story there, obviously, having the LIJ guys face off. As far as Shingo just losing his heavyweight title, he's beaten Naito in the past during the G1, so it just kind of makes sense for him to, that's his first, as far as the thing to do after losing the heavyweight title is to look to take the U.S. title from Naito. Junior heavyweight tag team title matchup of the Lucha Brothers and Liberty United. We're also going to have Minoru Suzuki versus Jay White. And you see Dark Order is going to get the win in that 6-man, so they're taking on United Empire. And then the winners of the 2 tag matches we just saw, and the Young Bucks and Astronauts are going to battle it out. And the winner of this tag match is going to take on the tag team champions at the Dominion card. So, building there. The undercard, we got a tag match of House of Torture and Suzuki-gun, as that's kind of a bit of a mini story we're doing, as Brody King and Drew Parker to take on Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Doki. Then to open up the show, Eddie Kingston, Homicide, and Shota Umino taking on Carl Fredericks, Naoya Fujinami, Master Wato. So basically the same match we opened up with on night 1, but we're adding Eddie Kingston, Carl Fredericks to it. As, I think these are pretty good nights. Definitely, I think night 1 has a lot of potential. But night 2, Hiromu's going to do really well. Naito's going to do really well. And I think it's going to be a pretty good show, both nights. I think night 1's probably the better night if I had to choose. Gun to the head, picking which one's the better night. But, I think that's going to be a pretty fun 1 and 2 nights going into, Wrestling Dontaku. And obviously after this, we have the Best Super Junior. We got Dominion. And then we're in the meat and potatoes of the schedule, and we're getting into the thick of it really after this Wrestling Dontaku card. I will say this: we used to do Wrestling Satsumi no Kumi, if you remember, as a part of this tour, but I got rid of it. I deactivated that show just because we already have so much to go on with this episode. Felt like having Wrestling no Kuni is, I mean, it's an okay idea, but it's a thing where I don't think it's a necessary thing to do, and I don't think it's a thing we need to do out of necessity at this point, and we could just kind of cool off and do our have our focus be on Wrestling Nutaku. So let's get on with the as we'll save. Go on with the first night, as we'll see what we have pre-booked. As we have a Blast Off House of Torture 6-man, and we have a 8-man. Basically, everybody that's in the top 3 of the first card. So it's going to be Tanahashi, Ibushi, Shibata, and Nakamura against Task Force Death of Kenta, Doring, Ishino, and Pac. So that should be a lot of fun there. As we'll see, it looks like we're going Chubu, and we're just kind of working our way around. So we looks like it's back to the Nagoya Congress Center. So I think this is definitely going to be the main. It's going to be a 30-minute time limit draw, as we're keeping everybody protected in that matchup. Just feel like that makes sense. And then Blast Off, House of Torture is setting this for Steal the Show, so it's going to be Jason Lee with obviously the Astronauts taking on Taiji Shimori, Drew Parker, and Brody King, as Jason Lee is going to lose to Taiji Shimori leading up to that matchup. And what an ego on Jason Lee. Yeah, I'm letting him. He can be extremely unhappy. What a son of a bitch. As then we could just kind of work on maybe a better co-main, and mainly just the undercard stuff. It's kind of what the idea is going forward. But Kosai Fujita with Oiwa. As also Sheamus is signed to the WWE. WWE want him back, and so he'll be dropping the New Japan Strong Openweight title during this episode. We'll bring it up when it happens. But yeah, so that should be a lot of fun. I don't know what if we go with as far as for this team here. I was thinking Roppongi 3K. I think that works out. Have the return of Show as our no Yo rather. That's how Yo's been hurt. He hasn't worked since January, I believe. So that's his big return. He'll get the win too. We'll have that open up the show. So we'll have out of Tamura, Satoshi Kojima against the team of. Yeah, I always love Great Bash Heel. It's always a fun one as far as I think we're gonna have Makabe lose to Ao Tamura. Oh, I went with singles. There we go. We'll go with the 6-man though. As we'll go with Brody with Reynolds and Silver. Or even, yeah, that's fine. And we'll take on Tomohiro Ishii. And we'll go with Francesco and Eagles. As we'll have Robbie Eagles beat Alex Reynolds. Let's go with this, let's go with a singles match. Let's go with Yasutaka Yano. Yeah, we'll use Sheamus here. Have Sheamus beat him. Just something simple like that. There we go. Alright. So 48, kick off the show, showing you Roppongi 3K getting the win. They beat Oiwa and Fujita. Yeah, I mean, Fujita and Oiwa got a long ways to go. 55 for Great Bash Heel and Yao Tamura and Satoshi Kojima. Tamura, best guy in the match, he gets the win in 13:54. I don't know why he never uses finishers. It's 56 for Sheamus and Yasutaka Yana. They don't click. That's unfortunate. Celtic Cross there for Sheamus in 9:59. 66 for Blast Off and House of Torture. It's Ishimori getting the win over Jason Lee in 12:29. As yeah, Ishimori, I mean, he destroyed Jason Lee. Jason Lee was off his game, but still, I mean, that's a pretty good match though. Even Brody King's doing a little bit better, so that's nice to see. But you know, he still was the worst guy in the match. There, as a 70, the sixth man of Dark Order and Chaos. Rob Eagles pinning Alex Reynolds with the pulse drop. It's a pretty good match though. As yeah, I mean, the Dark Order team probably should have got the win there, but gave it to Chaos. I feel like they needed a win. 75 for our main event as Kenta dislocates his finger in the time limit draw. But very good match, though, nonetheless. A couple of 81s, a couple of 80s. Joe Doring and Shibata at the bottom of the match. Thanks to Joe Doring being really off his game. Some good stuff, though. Some good stuff. Luckily, it's just a dislocation, and he should be, you know, good to go. But, yeah, not a bad night there. So part of me kind of wants to switch it up as far as with the series. Instead of doing 6 matches, do 8 matches. But we'll keep the 6 for now. But that's definitely something I'm considering as far as going forward. To at least help the roster out a little bit. We'll see, though. We might keep it with 6. It's on to night 2. Alright, day 2, as we'll see what we have as far as this backstage incident. It's all Shinsuke's game to backstage said he thinks Jason Lee has a bright future. He's wanting to put over the Junior Heavyweight Champion. I don't know how we're going to do that. That might actually happen, unfortunately. That's a tough break for Jason Lee. But as far as... We're just going to go down the line here. If we can run... Yeah, about to say, if we can run the Wakayama Prefectural Gym, that would be perfect. So our 2 matches, we got a 6-man, Tanahashi, Ibushi, and Shibata against Task Force Death. And then a 6-man as well of Task Force Death versus Liberty United, because of course we're doing Liberty United and Lucha Brothers on night 2. But the main event here, 6-man of the Lion Mark team versus Task Force Death team, is Shibata is going to beat Pac to kind of build up to their match. As, I don't know, I was about to say, I don't know why it didn't. There we go. This is going to open up the show. It's an 8-man, actually. I thought it was a 6-man, but it's an 8-man. So it's the Super Island Destroyers with Alex Shelley and Kaiju D'Amato against Strokes Out Riders and Lucha Brothers. This could honestly be the Steal the Show match, actually. So we're going to change that instead of that being opening up the show. Because I think that's a lot better for this to steal the show. Hopefully nobody gets hurt there. Hopefully. So let's see what we got as far as, let's go with a 6-man. Let's go with Rocky. Let's just go with all of Roppongi 3K. Show, yo, Rocky. And, see what we got here as far as, yeah, I mean, Coughlin, Connors, and Fredericks. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. As we're going to have Show be Coughlin. Have I done that before? First time. As far as a tag match, let's go with Sheamus and Filthy Tom against Disciples of Darkness, which, I mean, a hell of a 24 hours for Will Hobbs, as he beat Gresham, the main event, the Strong taping, as kind of like a #1 contendership for the New Japan Strong Openweight title. And now he's going to be beating Sheamus here on this night. we'll make that 18 minutes. So let's go with United Rage. Let's give them something. Yeah, United Rage, House of Torture. So they've split wins back and forth between the two. As we're going to give Okan the win over Brody King. We won't let it be a slow build. We'll just give it 14. So we need a better co-main event. As I think I'm about to say, what's Robert King's used too much? Interesting. There we go. But yeah, we just need a better like co-main event. Which we should probably use Okada here for this as far as a chaos matchup. We'll go with Ishii and Goto. Let's see here as far as... I think we might go with LIJ team here. We're gonna go Hiromu, Naito, and Shingo. We'll have Shingo beat... he's gonna beat Tomarishi, actually. Get a nice win there. Alright. It is day 2. 59 to open up the shows. Roppongi 3K getting the win for House of Enochiism. Show pinning Coughlin to the Power Breakers. Yeah, I mean, I figured Rocky would do really well, and he absolutely did. Did a lot of the heavy lifting, him and Yo. 63 for United Rage and House of Torture. It's House of Torture taking the fall there as United Rage getting the win. Oh, Khan! Look at him go! He's got a 58. Tremendous as he beats Brody King. 67 for Disciples of Darkness and Philly Tom and Sheamus. As well, Hobbs pinning Sheamus Oshasu with the Doomsday Plunge. Great stuff. 67 again for Liberty United. Task Force Death 8-man here as Cod pinning Homicide the Tour of the Islands. Homicide with a 38. That is god-awful. Everybody else did pretty well, though. But just, oh, man. Yeah, he was way in over his head. 83, though, for this 6-man. I figure this is going to be the best thing on the card, to be honest, with Okada and Hiromu and Naito in this match, as Tomarishi losing to Shingo there, the last of the Dragon, in 2029. Yeah, this didn't have a prayer. Man, Kenta's injury really was a big toll there. As Shibata gets the win with the ankle lock in 22-13, though. It's good stuff, just obviously it wasn't going to outperform that co-main event. That was a hell of a match. A hell of a matchup. As on to day 3 we go. Alright, day 3, as we'll get some backstage incidents. Wow, a lot. Ryu Lee and Tanahashi's. Ryu Lee is brought before Wrestler's Court, accused the family to pick up a share of the tab of the shared rental car, as the judge, Hiroshi Tanahashi, found no good instance him to pay full costs and reimburse his travel partners. Satoshi Kojima, Tamura is passing on tips on selling to his protege Tamura, and then same thing here, but it's microphone tips from Tomarishi to Tomoya Harada. Alrighty. So our 2 matches, we got a LIJ standoff here, and then Jay White and Miro against Suzuki and Davey Boy Smith Jr. Little building of night 2 here with these matches. With Sonata beating the newly crowned heavyweight champion in a huge win there. As Romo a bit unhappy. We will keep him strong, though. And Jay White and Miro against Minoru Suzuki, David Boy Smith Jr. Is Jay White going to get the win over David Boy? As I just wanted to make sure that wasn't... Okay, I thought it was a technical masterclass match at first. As, let's see what we got here. Tag match. I think a Top Flight have something. As far as, maybe Top Flight and 1R8. Yeah, that... We could use this. It's been a while. Just, we'll have Dante get a win. This will be just after the opener. And so let's go with Tenkoji in the opener. Tenkoji, Great Bashiel, little old guard match. We'll have Makabe beat Tenzan. Let's see here. So we got the astronauts. As far as I was thinking, them maybe kind of want to have the velocities on the card as well. It's we'll go with the Gods of War. We just did this on the Strong taping a couple of months ago. Maybe not just did this now, since it's a couple of months ago, but nice to do. We want to get rid of the Gods of War eventually, but they're so far. I've been every time I've been like itching to have them leave. Every time I'm just like, oh, they still do like 40s. They still have like some type of value to what we're doing here. So it's been tough. It's been tough, but we need a steal the show match. Yeah, so let's go with Josh Alexander with United Rage. Let's go with Miro. Or no, yeah, that's right, Miro's in the match. But we could go with Masashi Takeda, Toru Tsuchiura, and I guess we'll go with Brody King for this one. It's not the greatest Steal the Show match, but it will do. So I'll have Josh get the win over Brody King. I mean, it should be a pretty okay match, though, nonetheless. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We probably should have went with, maybe somebody else. I'm thinking about it. Instead of House of Torture. Because we could go, like, Shelton Benjamin, King Mo, and Fred Yehai, or something like that. As far as for the Foundation. I think I like that a little bit more, actually. Oh. Not Shinsuke. Shelton Benjamin. There we go. As King Mo. Take the fall there. That's a little better. Alright. Let's change the venue, because we'll probably run Kyushu here. Okay. We really need to try to get better venues for us. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, there's not a lot of places we could go. As far as it looks like we're going to either the Dream or the Akita Gate. We'll go with Dreamies. In Miyagi as yeah, we're good to go. 40 kick off the show as Hanma and Tenzan. Really dragging that down, but Makabe getting the win over Tenzan now. With the flying knee drop, King Kong knee drop. 56 for 108 and Top Flight. Top Flight getting the win there. It's Dante pinning Taguchi. That's a great win. And 12-17. 59 for the Astronauts and Gods of War. It's Takuya Nomura topping out Kana Kratos Tarantula. And 12:05. So yeah, Abe with a 61. 51 for Takuya Nomura. Great stuff there from the Astronauts. 58, Foundation United Empire. Josh Alexander with the TKO over the Foundation. So yeah, that's some good stuff there. Josh Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, best guys of the match. Definitely the right team getting the win now. So Khan and Katsuya Kitamura really coming on strong here. 72 though for Jay White and Miro against Davey Boy and Minoru Suzuki as Jay White the Blade Runner in 20 minutes. In our main event, 76, Hiromu Takahashi, Tetsuya Naito taking on Shingo Takagi and Sonata as the Naito and Hiromu team losing, though. And Sonata and Shingo getting the win of Sonata with the rounding body press over the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, really full start that story. And yeah, it's pretty good stuff there. I was hoping this would be at least in the 60s, but we'll take it though. Still a pretty good night. As on to day 4 we go. All right, day 4. As backstage instance, again, see she passing on microphone work to Tomoya Harada. So get the Astronauts House of Torture, Night Empire Mexa Blood, and a Junior 6-man. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, let's, the Convention Center 6,500. Yeah, I think the Hiroshima Sun Plaza is probably our best bet. Yeah, I mean, that's out of the question for sure. Guess we could, well, yeah, that's probably for the best we do that. Alright, so, definitely we need, like, an actual main event. But this is going to be the Steel Chair match. This is a fun match. 6-man of United Empire and Mexa Blood. We've done this before in Mexa Blood 1. That was a strong taping in October of 2021. And Astronauts House of Torture. As this will be the opener here. This is going to be Miro and Brody King against the Astronaut team, as the Astronauts are going to get the wins to Kitamura. Again, I mean, they've just been fantastic, and I've loved everything we've done with them so far. As, man, part of me wants to use Omega's last kind of match with us here, which is kind of weird. Because we should probably, like, use that for something, like, special. So, you know, with, us doing Disciples of Darkness and, Young Bucks, it makes sense to do, like, Brody with Disciples of Darkness against Omega. But we'll probably save that for the strong taping, actually. So that's, you know, that's fine. But as far as that, let's stick with the 6-man. So, let's go with a top flight, or Flight Club, rather. Matchup. As Yato Junior Fujita, top flight. Against the team of, we'll go with Shelton Benjamin. Let's go with Darius. Actually, let's go with Myron Reed. Let's go with Myron and Yehai. This is a fun match. Give him 16 as Yato Junior Fujita against Myron Reed getting the win. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good match. Yeah, we'll have that be before that match, I think. Just trying to think of, like, something we can maybe do with Nakamura. Have, like, Nakamura and Shibata team. Yeah, like a Shino and Pac. Have Pac get the win back over Shibata. Go a little back and forth here. So they're a bit evened going into that final show. It's not a bad main event. Of course, Nakamura and Shibata, I mean, that's a fun team. A fun team for sure. Then maybe the undercard. Maybe go with a tag of, like, Tanahashi and Heiharu Yoshida, because I remember they had pretty good chemistry against Doring and Kingston. Which I know that's kind of weird, but this is just to give Kingston a win over Heiharu Yoshida. That's what that basically was. It's a bit goofy, I know, but it works though, nonetheless. Let's get the Young Lions involved. Let's go with Yasutaka Yano and Yuto Nakashima. Yeah, I mean, Chaotic Pitbulls is always a good shout. They could use a win, especially Goto. Go with 14 and Goto get a win. They've had a match before. Let's bump that down to 10, actually. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Pretty good night here. 63, kick off the show. It's Miro with Brody King. Losing the Astronauts. Takuya Nomura again getting the win at 15:56. 59 for Gak Pitbulls and Yasutaka Yano and Yuto Nakashima. That's probably could have. I thought about switching that to where this would be the opener, but I just didn't want to risk it. But the Gak Pitbulls getting the win as Goto with the GTR into the lariat from Ishii, and he pinned him afterwards over Yuto Nakashima. 57. So this match is. I mean, this is getting worse and worse. As the Foundation over Flight Club, as the Foundation losing the Flight Club as Hayato Jr. Fujita beating Byron Reed as he gets on with the Kid. So yeah, Hayato Jr. Fujita, best guy in the match. Shout out that. 70 for United Empire and Mexa Blood as Gresham pinning Ray Horse at the Spike Driver. Makabe, best guy in the match by far. Ray Lee was, he was off his game, so he probably would have been a little close, but that's a great win for Makabe. 79 for Hiroshi Tanahashi. Hayato Yoshida. They have excellent chemistry. As they lose, though, to Kingston and Doring. It's Kingston getting the win with the Sliding D in 1951. And 77 for Nakamura and Shibata. As they lose to Shotaro Shino and Pac. As Pac with the Corkscrew Shooting Star Press in 2017. So good stuff there. Shibata was a weak link there, but Shino best guy in the match. Then Pac and Nakamura tied. 79s. Good stuff. Yeah, that's a really good night. We'll gladly take that. That was the best show so far of the tour. So we just have 2 more shows left of the tour, of the Road 2 shows. So we got days now 5 and 6 to do. It's on to day 5. Alright, day 5. As we got a Brody Lee Evil, Cat Pitbulls match, and the House of Torture Suzuki Gun matchup. As, yeah, we did have Brody, in fact, as far as he's got double duty, as far as having to fly back to the States, as I didn't really care about the Paul London thing. But for Milano Collection AT, he's passing on tips on microphone work to his protege, Yasutaka Yano. As, yeah, that was a, having him beat Omega, as far as the 6-man. We had Brody with Cyber Darkness, and then had, and beating the Elite. Felt like that was a good decision, though. I'm happy about it. I think it was nice to, we used Omega for a good bit, and, we could have used him maybe at Dominion, but at this time, I'm just like, yeah, we're kind of, we're kind of, his big kind of farewell with us was, putting over at New Beginning, having him lose, but, really, that story of him being in New Japan, it basically ended with Ibushi, him beating him. There's really nothing else for him to do, really. At least for the time being, he'll be gone. As Brody and Evil, Cat Pitbulls, as that will be changed. As we'll be having Evil get the win over Roki Goto, flipping that around. They have had, as far as Brody and Evil, that was back the first ever tag league we booked. They had a match back then, so almost 2 years in the making. House of Torture, Suzuki Gun, 8-man here. As Suzuki Gun's going to get the win, as Despy's going to beat Drew Parker. That's a huge win for Suzuki Gun. That's a pretty good co-main, but I think we need a better actual main event. As let's go with a Naito Hiromu main if we can. Maybe even go with a 6-man. Go with the tag. Go with the champs Hiromu, Naito, and Bushi. Not exactly sure who I'm wanting to be on the other side here of this matchup, because I was thinking maybe like a Shino and Doring and Kenta, but that might be a little weird. Let's go with just kind of see who's left. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're going to go with. I think we're going to go with Task Force Death here. Shino with Doring and Kenta. I mean, this is... Everybody has a title win, but, but Bushi, as he's going to be coming up short. in this matchup. So we might even go with might even use Pac. Might do a Shino Pac and then go with like Phoenix or something. Yeah, that's a little bit more even tilt even then. That's still pretty crazy, but Phoenix over Bushi. So we need to steal the show match. Super Iron Destroyers, they could use a win. So we might have them beat the Crime Time players, actually. Yeah, they haven't had a match since 2020. Alright, get the win. Nice. As, let's go with... I kind of want to see Yehai in Myron Reed. And a junior tag. Yeah, maybe like the Velocities. Now we should probably use someone that has some pop. Has enough pop for this to work. Yeah, like, or even the Dragon Masters, that's fine, too. That works out. This can be the Steal the Show match, as Fujinami gonna get the win. Actually, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking having Master Wado lose. I don't know. We're good. We're good with this. I will have this actually be the opener. Yeah, we'll have that be the opener, and that's right. We already have a Steal the Show match with that. So we just need like a undercard match. Let's go with the 6-man. Let's go with Oiwa. No, let's go with Dontaku Yano, Yuto Nakashima, and then Uemura. Let's get Uemura on the card. He desperately could use some booking. As yeah, we'll go Connors, Coughlin, and Fredericks. Just a little undercard match here. Nothing too crazy, as we'll have Coughlin get the win, I guess. There we go. Alright. We're good to go for day 5 here. The 34 to kick off the show is Fujinami. Best guy in the match. But, yeah, Yehai and Myron Reed did really well, though, too, at the same time. Just, still not enough popularity there. That makes sense, I guess. But, that's fine. That's an opener. It's no big deal. It's a 47 here for Super Iron Destroyers and Crime Time players. Fortunately, Toinari sprains his ankle. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he's able to perform against the Astronauts. That would suck. As a Spinning Spine Buster from Inari there. Fine little match. 68 for the 8-man or House of Torture Suzuki-gun, as El Desperado getting the win over Drew Parker. Some good stuff, though. It's nice to see El Desperado get a win. You know, nice to see Suzuki-gun get a win in general, but it's a nice little building 8-man. 72 for Brody Lee and Evil against the Chaotic Pitbulls. Brody and Evil getting the win. It's Evil with the Banshee muzzle over Goto. Yeah, some good stuff there. Goto, of course, worst guy in the match. Taking the fall. Another 72 as Shotoi Ishino breaks his toe. That sucks, as that's going to affect that main event. As Rey Fenix getting the win with the Meteora. Luckily, though, the final night of the tour, it's basically the weekend. It's going to be like, at this point, it's about 10 days away. So that's nice. But, well, actually, it's not even 10 days. It's 8 days away. But 8 and 9 for Saturday and Sunday. But we'll take that, though. That's not bad. Hopefully the broken toe will be healed in time. One of the worst nights, actually. We just couldn't get it rolling, thanks to the injury, for the most part. But that is unfortunate. Unfortunate. There's our final tour show coming up now. It's day 6. Hopefully, nobody gets injured anymore, and we have a pretty successful show here. Alright, our final tour show. As far as we get a backstage instant. It's Kojima passing on selling tips to Hayato Tamura. Boy, I don't know why that main event was so bad. Looking at that, that must have been a weird finish or something. A 56? That's crazy. That shouldn't be that good. Or that shouldn't be that bad, rather. My god. Not great at all. As, again, we want to stay away from Kanto. Well, I guess we're going to run. Yeah, I guess we got to. I guess we don't have a choice in the matter. Yeah, well, I guess we can run, yeah, the Convention Center. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Convention Center. So we got a Flight Club versus Karistiko Golden Dragon steal the show match. And then we have an Okada, Francesco, Zack Sabre Jr., Daniel Makabe match, which was really good. As well as, you know, for this show, I really wanted to feature people that are not on the final show. As the Golden Dragons with Karistiko are going to beat Flight Club. So, Karistiko is going to beat Hayato Jr. Vegeta, and then Okada and Francesco are going to lose to United Empire and Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Makabe. A little pre-Best of Super Junior kind of match there between Makabe and Francesco. It's kind of the idea behind that. As Juice Robinson's back. We're not going to book him yet, but just figured it was nice to see him back. He's been gone since August of 2021. Yep. As that is pretty crazy to think he's been gone for that long. I don't know why I picked singles match. So we'll go with a tag. Let's see here. So let's go with Takeda and Sujora. Taking on the team of... let's go with Great Bash Heel. Little undercard match, but we'll have Takeda beat Hanma. Let's go with a 6-man. As, let's go with... trying to think of people that, you know, you can use and they won't get injured. So we might go with United Empire. I might go with Lee Moriarty with United Rage. We'll go with Chaos. We'll go with Chaos match. As we'll go with Yano. Yano and Harada, yeah. And then Rocky. Just a weird-ass match here. This might be the Techno Masterclass match, actually. So we're going to have Okan get another win, as he's going to beat Harada. Tough night for Chaos. I really want to have as far as something with Flyer involved. Like, even if it's Flyer like Gavin McGavin. Like, it's something like that. Or even, like, Flyer and Logan Gray, even. Actually, I got an idea. Let's go with Logan Gray with the Velocities. Against the team of... yeah, we'll go with Mexa Blood. Let's give them a win. Flamita over Logan Gray. So yeah, we need a better co-main probably, is what I'm seeing. See who we can use. we got Kingston. As far as he's not doing anything till that last night. Let's go with... Man, as far as Ibushi makes some sense. Miro could... Yeah, actually, let's go with Miro. Let's go with Miro and Ishimori. Even though Ishimori's got the match with Jason Lee. It's Jason Lee. And then... we'll use Takuya Nomura. So we'll have Miro beat Takuya Nomura. Kind of stop him for a little bit. Good stuff. Alright, let's run the show. Oh, I forgot to change it. Oh, Jesus. That's alright. It's still, it's a good match, but it probably isn't even co-main event worthy, to be honest. But, Miro and Taiji Shimori beating Takuya Nomura and Jason Lee. Miro getting to win the Bullplex. 57 for, what would have been the opener. It's not a bad match. Really Okan being the almost the best guy in the match was pretty awesome, though. So he gets to win the Lariat in 1547. 54 for Toru Tsujiura and Masashi Takeda. Yeah, there's a grade 2 quadricep strain. That's a tough break. Tsujiura and Masashi Takeda, we should have them be like a team as well. Be an official team. We've teamed them up so many times, and now they're both in the 60s. Like, that's a pretty good team. 60 for Mexa Blood and Logan Gray with the Velocities. It's a pretty good match, actually. Just Logan Gray was obviously the weak link as he takes the 450 splash. That's not bad, though. It's not bad at all. Ray Horus, he almost got outperformed. He outperformed Paris, but he didn't get outperformed by... he got outperformed by Jude London, so... Interesting. 69 for Flight Club and Caristico with the Golden Dragon. So about the same as what we added to the card, as Caristico pinning Heiharu Jr. Fujita with the La Mystica. Yeah, Caristico 79, 62 for Heiharu Jr. Fujita, Samurai del Sol 60. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And 78 for Okada and Francesco against Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Makabe. It's Makabe pinning Francesco. Some good stuff there. Yeah, Daniel Makabe's the man. He's tremendous. As a 70, that's some good stuff there for sure. We'll gladly take that. Luckily, nobody got seriously injured. But during that tour, it sucks about Shotaro Ashino, though. His broken toe is going to affect him during his match with Shinsuke, which is a big unfortunate event to happen, because that's going to be a main event. That's going to be should have been a really, really good match. Now it's going to be around. Hopefully, it's still, at least it's a good enough main event to where it doesn't hurt us. But I don't know. At the same time, you just gotta. It is what it is. As far as that regard, we'll see what happens, because that is the next show. So on to the Wrestling Dontaku cards. Alrighty, night 1 as they cut us in Kawasaki. Interesting. It's Tomoishi and Tomoya Arata, as Tomoishi's been passing on tips on microphone work to his protege here. Yeah, it's going to be tough to top that 94. That is for sure. Thanks to that injury. Looks like it's the Tokyo Dome, though. Because, well, we do also have, I feel like, we could probably run elsewhere, too, as far as, for the second night. Just kind of thinking ahead as, like, well, we don't really have to run Kanto, but I just figured thinking ahead probably be a good idea. But even we could run, like, the Osaka Dome. It's not a bad idea. Go to the Osaka Dome, night 1, and then night 2, we can run the Tokyo Dome. Back-to-back domes. Hell yeah. As our main event, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shotaro Ashino. Shinsuke Nakamura, the new Intercontinental Champion, getting the win. And getting that his belt back. That would be what his... I want to say that's his 5th reign? I'll have to go away. Yeah, 6th reign. Be reign number 6. First one since 2016. And the Golden Ace during Kenta matchup. Kenta's gonna beat Tanahashi there. That should be fun, though. Kenta now, luckily, is healthy again. Or that would have sucked as well, having back-to-back kind of the main and co-main matches dealing with injuries. And Shibata and Pac, as Shibata getting the win, beating Pac, and in a huge upset there. As that's a lot of fun, though. I love that we're gonna have Shibata be the Never Openweight champion again as well. Don't think a lot of people saw that one coming. As far as I think a lot of people just assumed Pac was gonna keep it rolling a little bit longer, but no, he drops it here. As yeah, that's gonna be two titles changing hands now that night, so that's great. As the Young Bucks, Disciples of Darkness, as the Young Bucks are getting the win, as Tankman taking the fall there. So that will, obviously make sense because we're doing the Young Bucks and the Astronauts on night 2. Then Ishimori and Jason Lee. Jason Lee going into the Best of Super Juniors as Junior Heavyweight Champion. He is, in fact, as that will be a Seal the Show match 2. The Astronauts. Oh no, actually, it's Dark Order Chaos matchup. The 6-man. It's Dark Order getting the win. I forgot that Black Taurus is hurt. He's got the patella thing going on as far as and that's for 5 months he has to deal with that. So that's unfortunate, but they're gonna get the win, and they're gonna take on United Empire, of course, on night 2. Then the Astronauts Super Island Destroyers matchup as Fuminori Abe gonna get the win as he's gonna beat Toinari there. That was a great win for the Astronauts. And then Homicide and Shota Umino in the opener as they're gonna get the win. As Homicide's gonna beat Master Wato to start off the show. As yeah, we got a lot of injuries. Got to change Red Shoes. We're gonna add some post-show press conferences as well. So let's see. Hopefully, Red Shoes has got the main event. Yeah, that's great. We'll just Robert King's got that one. Assuming he's got let's say he's probably got this one. So we'll have Marhama have that one. He's still doing too much. Does he have the tag? Nope, that's Daichi Murahama's match. Must have this one of these dark. Yeah, Justin King's got that one. He's gotta have this one then. Yep. That was it. Well, Mighty Asami have that one. Alright, so the post-show press conferences. First one, we'll have it be Pac. As he is, even though he's distraught, losing his Never Openweight title, and he says that, it was a great run, and Shibata was just the better man this night, but he is, he's got his eyes set on truly becoming the greatest junior heavyweight of all time. And he's going to repeat, he vows to repeat his sweeping performance last year. He's going to be the first junior heavyweight to ever go back-to-back in sweeping his block and winning it all. And so he issues out the warning to the other juniors that he's going back to the junior heavyweight scene for this final time. This is it. This is his final chance as far as, and this is his last time being a junior, and that should be a lot of fun there, as we'll have one with Shibata as well. It's just kind of talking about how he thought, as far as he thought he would never be in a spot again where he was going to be able to be in the ring again, let alone being he's been a tag team champion. He's now the Never Openweight champion again. And he's, bringing back what the Never Openweight title was all about. About, as far as guys beating the shit out of each other, bringing the strong style to life again. And that's what he's vowing to do. So he's saying it's a big win for him. And we'll see what we got as far as a post-show. As far as, we'll go with Task Force Death. Just that, Shino's pissed as far as losing the belt to Nakamura and Doring, and we'll go with Doring and Kenta as far as keeping at least the tag belts, and that's now their only belts they have as far as for them right now. That is their only championship. Now they're hanging on to that thing for dear life. That they still have the upper hand over the Lion Mark team, and they're still vowing the destruction of New Japan Pro Wrestling. That should probably be it, though. I don't think we'll have one with Nakamura. Nakamura's kind of speaks for itself, but just kind of laying the foundation for a lot of that stuff. And as far as the pre-show stuff, what we can do. As far as Sheamus, he lost his belt to Will Hobbs, which is pretty funny, but we'll have him and Filthy Tom have a match. As far as who they could lose to and help elevate them, United Rage. Perfect. The Great Okan gonna get a win. He's beating Sheamus. Hell yeah. And we'll go with a singles match. So I kind of want to use Harada. So yeah, just Harada over like Oiwa. Something simple like that, since we know it doesn't matter since it's a pre-show match about like popularity or anything like that. Nice little performance there. All right. It should be hopefully a great crowd here in the Osaka Dome for the first night of Wrestling Dontaku. 55,000 on hand as the first two pre-show matches. Tomoya Harada getting the win. He's got a 47. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We just got to get him more matches and more wins. The 68, though, for United Rage against Sheamus and Filthy Tom is Great Okan hitting Sheamus O'Shaughnessy with the big lariat. Shout out Sheamus, but I mean, that's so awesome, though. Okan getting the win. Some great stuff. Boy, that sucked. As I forgot Homicide got injured going into this night, so that made that match even worse. I thought Fujinami had enough to make this work, but he did not. Yeah, I mean, that was just terrible. That shouldn't have been on the pre-show. That should have been on the pre-show, and what we had as far as United Rage against Sheamus and Filthy Tom, that should have been kicking off the show. We fucked up there. So the Astronauts beating Super Island Destroyers as Fuminara Abe with the figure 4 leg lock as he gets the win. He best guy in the match, so feels like that's the right decision though. Have him getting the win over Torinari, even though he was the best guy in the match for Inari as well. Probably could have had Cobb get the the loss, but that would have been weird. And I'm happy about it though. I think that's great. At 75 though for the 6-man, this is poor Black Taurus though. That injury's gonna suck to deal with. But they get the win though, the Dark Order, despite the injury, thanks to Brody Lee, the Exalted One, beating Tomarishi with the big boot in 2024. It's a 71 for Ishimori and Jason Lee. As Jason Lee makes his third defense of the Junior Heavyweight title as he gets to win the Sunset Flip over Taiji Ishimori. We'll see how the Junior Champ does in the Best Super Junior, though, as he's got everybody gunning for him, that's for sure. And a tag team matchup, the Young Bucks, Disciples of Darkness, Calvin Tankman taking a Meltzer driver. Yeah, shout out Matt Jackson for just being strong as shit. Like, he could do that. That would be insane. I always love doing these matches as far as Young Bucks and the Disciples of Darkness. Their styles are so uniquely different, and we've had, the Disciples of Darkness win a couple of times over them. And I think they were 50-50 going into this night. I think they had 1-2 and 1-2 each side. So that was fun, though. And the 79 here for Pac in Shibata, as Pac putting over Shibata as he gets the submission win, does Shibata with an ankle lock at 27-25, just using brute strength and stretching them out, and just again the styles clash there. I really like that, and just Shibata getting the belt back again. That's awesome. It's an 85 for the tag team title matchup, and probably going to be the best match on this card. But shout out Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi though with a 90 and 92, outperforming the tag champs. Probably could have got the win here. It's during getting the win to him and Kenta, as Kenta beating Tanahashi after the Kenta combo into the Busaiku knee in 27-45. That probably been a go to sleep, to be honest. That'd be pretty awesome if he countered the high fly flow, the standing high fly flow, caught him, roll through, go to sleep. Be pretty electric. But I mean, that takes a lot. You'd have to. I don't think it'd work out weight wise for that, but that would have been a cool finish. But I like that though. An 85. Let's hope this main event delivers. Hey, we'll take an 85 as well. Would have been obviously so much better if it wasn't for the injury, but we'll take it though. Nakamura though with the cross arm lock, getting the win. and is your new Intercontinental Champion, being the 6th Intercontinental title reign for him. And we got the post-show press conferences. Pac, of course, vowing to return to the best Super Junior, wanting to be the best junior heavyweight of all time. Shibata's little... It was a mess. It's 72, though, for the Task Force Death one, though, at least. I got a 72. It's a good show. I mean, we got really lucky. We just kind of started off shitty. If we would have switched that and that, and, like, had that be the opener, we would have had a pretty good show. Well, we'll take it, though. Let's give some love to Nakamura for the great performance in the main. Give some love to Kota Ibushi, though. What a main event performance for him. Or co-main event performance, rather. He's one of the best guys in the match. And, hey, Pac, thanks for putting him over. Shout out Pac. Putting over Shibata. So, that's some great stuff. On to night 2 now. We got the Sonata Hiromu Takahashi match, the Shingo Naito match. Should be a lot of fun. They have, I think, the tools to really have a better night thanks to the injury now. But, now that's our... we'll keep it rolling because it's the very next night. So we'll just keep it rolling. Hopefully the loading screen kind of helps us out. But, Shibata being champ now. That's exciting. That's going to open up a lot of things for that Never Avoid title scene. So, for Pac, too. Pac, he's looking to make a big splash for sure. As far as regarding that, and that should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. So, let's see what we got as far as anything happening. What's Brody talking about? Yeah, putting over Tomoya Arata. Okada changed from I forget what he was at the beginning, but as far as he's now a technical striker. So that's pretty cool. So we're good to go. Let's run the show. Yeah, the $3 million lost, you saw there. I forgot to bring this up. But it's we put I think $5 million we upgraded New Japan World, so that's what that was. We upgraded in Japan. We're now big in Japan instead of medium. And it was we both fucked that all up. That could have been real bad. This backstage incident is Tiger Mask 4. It's brought for a wrestler's court, accusing failing to pick up his share of the tab of the shared rental cars. The judge, Roshi Tanahashi, found them guilty and sentenced them to pay the full cost and reimburse his travel partners there. It's Milano Collection AT, Yasutaka Yano, as Milano Collection AT passing on tips on psychology to Yasutaka Yano. Good stuff there. Hell yeah, that's when Kenta just take a good look. I don't even remember what that was. As that must have been, as far as for Ishii, I'm trying to think. That must have been regarding one of the guys from LIJ, whether it was Sonata, Shingo, Naito. Yeah, Tokyo Dome. Back-to-back domes. Yeah, because, the National Stadium, sure. That's not a bad idea, though, at the same time. It was about 64,000 last time we ran. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. So Sonata, Hiromu, main eventing, as Hiromu's going to get his first defense. That's crazy, though. It's only been I think it's been almost, not even a month. Yeah, it's been a TW month, as far since it's only 28 days in each month in TW. That's a great first defense, though. For Naito, he's already tied Shingo's run, and Shingo had the belt for 4 months, as far as that. He's already starting off well. And then the co-main, Shingo, Naito, U.S. title matchup. It's Tetsuya Naito getting the win there. And that is his, I want to say that's his fourth defense. Wow. So he's about to tie Okada for the most in the series. It's a great run. It's a really good run, Naito has so far with the belts. Lucha Brothers, Shelley, Tomato, Junior Heavyweight title matchup as FedEx and Pentagon Jr. Lucha Brothers back as the... of course, their reign's all fucked up because of when they were on loan, because they never lost the belt during this time, so it's technically their third reign instead of 6, but we can't fix this, which is unfortunate. I would love to, but we can't fix it while the save's going on, unfortunately. Because, yeah, they had the belt should have had the belt from June to January. So I mean, they had it for 6 months and had 6 defenses during that entire time. That's not bad at all. Of course, they had to vacate the belt when they got hurt. I think it was, forget which one. I think it was Pentagon Junior got hurt. That's, I mean, not bad. They're getting the belts right back, but they've had a pretty good reign, Shelly and Tomato, but I think it's time, get the belts back on the Lucha Brothers. Then Suzuki Jay White, as Jay White's going to get the win over Minoru Suzuki. Then we got Dark Order, United Empire, for the Never Always Six Man, as Evil going to beat the Great Okan. Yeah, we'll keep that. So, Dark Order, being the champs again. They were the champs back in, about to say 2020. Yeah, they were the champs going into, as far as last year's Wrestle Kingdom. And that they haven't been champs since then. This is Brody's first time with the Never Always Six Man Tag Team titles. That's a fun little reign, though, I think, as far as for United Empire and now the Dark Order. So now we got the Young Bucks Astronauts match. Winner takes on the Tag Team Champions, which is, of course, Kenta and Joe Doring, which it is the Astronauts. They're going to beat the Young Bucks. That's a huge win. So you got Takuya Nomura getting the win over Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson not even complain about it, so shout out him. House of Torture versus Davey Boy Adoki, as we're setting this for Steal the Show's Brody King over Davey Boy Smith Jr., trying to help him out a little bit. And then to open up the show, this god-awful match, I'm sure, as Task Force Death versus Carl Fredericks and the Dragon Masters. Hell yeah. As far as we'll add the pre-show matches first. Let's go with the singles. Go with, trying to think. Yeah, Hayato Jr. Fujita. He could use a win. As we'll go with, we'll go with Corey Jarvis. Jarvis hasn't really been booked. Might go with Gavin McGavin, actually, to make it a little easier. Hayato Jr. Fujita. We should probably do like a spring cleaning here in a bit. As far as with the roster, kind of get rid of guys that we're not really using. Because our roster is still ginormous. Yeah, so let's see who we got here. Yeah, Golden Dragons. We could use them. Like, Golden Dragons for Pungy 3K. Yeah, they're going into this. I mean, they haven't had a match since October. It's a pre-show match too, so but we'll have Samurai del Sol get the win. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Alright. Hell yeah. So the pro show stuff. So the big one being Hiromu's pro show press conference gets interrupted by Kazuchika Okada. Takahashi gets challenged by Okada for Dominion, as those two men, no strangers to each other, and they're signaling for the challenge as far as for Okada challenging Hiromu, and Hiromu accepts. So we have our main event for Dominion set in Hiromu and Okada, because obviously they have not had, I don't think they've had their singles match since the match that happened between those two, which since King of Pro Wrestling back in 2020. So 2 years in the making for Okada and Hiromu, and that should be quite the banger, of course. But I'm excited for that main event for sure. I think that's the best main event we can do, to be honest, as far as that goes. And then we're also going to see post-show press conference as Naito gets jumped by Dark Order. His Brody, he's got his eyes set on that U.S. title, and he's letting it be known now. They kind of talked about it earlier on in the year, but now he's showing it when he's beating him up, posing with the belt. Naito's a bloody mess. Kind of the. I just always love him. Naito did color because I remember the legendary angle. I wouldn't say legendary angle as far as like it was awesome, but just like how much blood he had lost with him and Yoshihashi. That was always something that is just kind of embedded in my mind. I always thought was a cool visual. And we'll have a we'll even do a hype video for the return Juice Robinson. We'll actually have that be a part of the show. Kind of Juice gets a little hype video that he's coming back. We'll air it after that. Suzuki Jay White match. Alright, we're good to go. Golden Dragons for Punky 3K. The pre-show matchup is Golden Dragons getting the win. Samurai Del Sol with the Rising Sun. Yeah, they're much better than... I wouldn't say much better. They're still better nonetheless. Hayato Jr. Fujita against Gavin McGavin. High-speed roundhouse kick for Hayato Jr. Fujita in 10:24. The openers, the 54th, Carl Fredericks pinning Shota Umino in 15:39. Yeah, Fujinami and Kingston doing well there, thank God. This match did a little bit better. So I can't believe we only have 59,000 though. This sucked though. My God, as Davey Boy and Doki getting, I mean, that was close, though. I mean, it was pretty close, but, really, I think, you know, Drew Parker being off his game kind of hurt it, because this would have probably been a great performance, though, from both guys. It just, you know, not enough overness there. I didn't really put into account that. I thought Davey Boy had it, but unfortunately, Gonzo bomb, though, for Brody King, so that's pretty cool. 75 for the Young Bucks and the Astronauts. And it's a great win for the Astronauts. Or really, they're going to get a huge opportunity, though, for Dominion. Yeah, I think they're going to not be like the main event or co-main. They'll be on the card, though. I mean, that's a big-time match. I mean, that's the second biggest show of the year for us. So that's a huge opportunity. See if they'll capitalize on it. And 84, though, for the Never Openweight six-man tag team title matchup. Zack Sabre Jr.'s 91 is incredible. I'm glad they kind of got rid of the belts. I love United Empire, but Zack is so good. He needs to be doing other stuff. As he gets as Evil gets the one with the Banshee muzzle over the Great Okan, though. So at least Evil outperformed Okan there. And yeah, just some good stuff, though. At 75 for Suzuki and Jay White. It's Jay White with the Blade Runner in 2007. 71 for the Juice hype video. He's back. Hell yeah. Making his return. Then 80 for Lucha Brothers, Shelly, Tamato. Junior heavyweight tag team title matchup as Lucha Brothers getting the win again, as Ray Phoenix getting the win after the package pile driver foot stomp combination in 14:21. 92-70 there, so yeah, definitely the better team getting the win. The 94, holy shit, for Shingo and Naito, as Naito getting the win with the Destino, and that's his fourth defense of the U.S. title. What a match, though. Shingo, you know, he's had some big-time matches, but he's been coming up short recently, and hopefully he kind of finds his footing, though. And then a 77 for Sonata and Hiromu, as Hiromu getting the win. 82s for both guys is very interesting, as Hiromu making his first defense. That heavyweight title is just cursed, I guess. I thought for sure they were going to have a better match. But, I mean, because I figured Hiromu would at least do like a 92. Like, I figured it'd at least be in the same breath, but no, it was not. It was not at all, but yeah, the Brody build-up. And that also did well as well, so that's good. Actually lost Pop. I can't believe it. You know, it was crazy because I thought this was going to be a better night now after the injury that happened with Doring and with Shino and Nakamura, but still, Hiromu couldn't do it. That's unfortunate, but I mean, shout out Tetsuya Naito though. I mean, what a great performance there. Shout out Ray Phoenix for his performance, and even let's give some love to Hiromu though. I mean, nonetheless, he's had a great couple of months, having the great performances in the New Japan Cup and whatnot. So that's just great stuff there. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time for the Best of Super Juniors, which I'm super excited for. I think our junior division, I think it's getting there for sure. But I think the return of Pac is going to be awesome for it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll catch you guys there. Take care, everyone.